Nay, if there be no remedy for it, but that you will needs buy and sell men and women like beasts, we shall all the world drink brown and white bastard. Oh heavens, what stuff is here? 'Twas never merry world since of two usuries. The merriest was put down, and the worser allowed by order of law. A furred gown to keep him warm, and furred with fox and lambskins too, to signify that craft, being richer than innocency, stands for the facing. Come your way, sir. Bless you, good Father Friar. And you, good brother Father, what offence hath this man made you, sir?
Marry, sir, he hath offended the law, and, sir, we take him to be a thief too, sir, for we have found upon him, sir, a strange picklock, which we have sent to the deputy. Fie, sirrah, a bawd, a wicked bawd, the evil that thou causest to be done, that is thy means to live. Do thou but think what is such a crammer clother back from such a filthy vice. Say to thyself, from their abominable and beastly touches I drink, I eat away myself and live. Canst thou believe thy living is a life so stinkingly depending? Go mend, go mend. Indeed, it do stink in some sort, sir, but yet, sir, I would prove. Nay, if the devil have given me the proofs for sin, thou would prove his. Take him to prison, officer. Correction and instruction must both work ere this rude beast will profit. He must before the deputy, sir. He has given him warning. The deputy cannot abide a whoremaster. If he be a whoremonger and comes before him, he were as good go a mile on his errand. That we were all, as some would seem to be, from our faults, as faults from seeming free. His neck will come to your waist accord, sir. I spy comfort, I cry bail. He is a gentleman and a friend of mine. How now, noble Pompey? What, at the wheels of Caesar art thou led in triumph? What, is there none of Pygmalion's images newly made to be had now for putting the hand in the pocket and extracting clutched? What reply, ha? What sayest thou to this true matter and method? Is it not drowned in the last rain, ha? What sayest thou, Trot? Is the world as it was, man? Which is the way? Is it sad and new few words? Or how? The trick of it. Still thus, and thus still worse. How doth thy my dear morsel, thy mistress? Procures she still, huh? Troth, sir, she hath eaten up all her beef, and she is herself in the tub. Why, 'tis good. It is the right of it, it must be so, for your fresh whore and your powdered bawd, and on shun consequence it must be so. Art going to prison, Pompey? Yes, faith, sir. Why, 'tis not amiss, Pompey, farewell. Go say I sent thee thither for debt, Pompey. Or now? For being a bawd, for being a bawd. Well then, imprison him. If imprisonment be the due of a bawd, why 'tis his right. Bawd he is he, doubtless, and of antiquity too, bon. Farewell, good Pompey. Command me to the prison, Pompey. You will turn good husband now, Pompey. You will keep the house. I hope, sir, your good worship will be my bail. No, indeed, will I not, Pompey. It is not the wear I will pray, Pompey, to increase your bondage if you take it too patiently. Why, your metal is the more. Adieu, trusty Pompey. Bless you, friar. And you? Does Bridget paint still Pompeii, huh? Come your ways, sir, come. You not bear me then, sir? Then Pompeii, nor now, nor what news abroad, friar? What news? Come your ways, sir. Come to Nell Pompeii, go. What news, friar of the Duke? I know one. Can you tell me of any? Some say he is the Emperor of Russia. Others say he is in Rome. But where is he, think you? I know not where, but wheresoever, I wish him well. It was a mad, fantastical trick of him to steal from the state, and usurp the beggary he was never born to. Lord Angelo dukes it will in his absence, he puts transgression to it. He does well in it. A little more lenity to lechery would do no harm in him, something to crab that way, friar. It is too good, too general a vice, and severity must cure it. Yes, in good sooth, but the vice is of a great kindred. It is well allied, but it is impossible to extirpate quite. Friars still eating and drinking be put down. They say this Angelo was not made by man and woman. After this downright way of creation is a true, think you? How should he be made then? Some report a sea maid spawned him, some that he was begot between two frock fishes, but it is certain that when he makes water, his urine is congealed ice, that I know to be true, and he is a motion generative that's infallible. You are pleasant, sir. Speak, and speak apace. Why, what a ruthless thing is this in him for the rebellion of a codpiece, to take away the life of a man. Would the Duke that is absent have done this? Ere he would have hanged a man for the getting 100 bastards, he would have paid for the nursing 1,000. He had some feeling of the sort. He knew the service that instructed him to mercy. I never heard the absent Duke much detected for women. He was not inclined to that way. Oh, sir, you must deceive. It is not possible. Who? Not the Duke? Yes, your beggar of 50, and his use was to put a ducat in her clack dish. The Duke had crotchets in him. He would be drunk too. That let me inform you. You do him wrong, surely. Sir, I was an inward of his. A shy fellow was the Duke, and I believe I know the cause of his withdrawing. What, I prithee, might be the cause? No pardon, 'tis a secret must be locked within the teeth and the lips. But this I can let you understand, the greater file of the subject held the Duke to be wise. Wise? Why, no question but he was. A very superficial, ignorant, unweighing fellow. Either this is envy in you, folly, or mistaking. The very stream of his life and the business he hath helmed must upon a warranted need give him a better proclamation. Let him be but testimonied in his own bringings forth, and he shall appear to the envious a scholar, a statesman, and a soldier. Therefore you speak unskilfully, or if your knowledge be more, it is much darkened in your malice. Sir, I know him, and I love him. Love talks with better knowledge, and knowledge with dear love. Come, sir, I know what I know. I can hardly believe that, since you know not what you speak, but if you ever the Duke return as our pairs are, he may let me desire you to make your answer before him. If it be honest to have spoke, you have courage to maintain it. I am bound to call upon you, and I pray you your name. Sir, my name is Lucio, well known to the Duke. He shall know you better, sir, if I may live to report you. I fear you not. Oh, you hope the Duke will return no more, or you imagine me to unhurtful and opposite, but indeed I can do you little harm. You'll forswear this again. I'll be hanged first. Thou art deceived in me, friar, but no more of this. Canst thou tell if Claudio die tomorrow or no? Why should he die, sir? Why? For filling a bottle with a tundish. I would the Duke we take of war returned again. This ungenitored agent will unpeople the province with continency. Sparrows must not build in his house eaves, because they are lecherous. The Duke yet would have dark deeds darkly answered. He would never bring them to light, would he were returned. Marry, this Claudio is condemned for untrussing. Farewell, good friar, I prithee pray for me. The Duke, I say to thee again, would eat mutton on Fridays. He's now past it yet, and I say to thee he would mouth with a beggar. Though she smelt brown bread and garlic, say that I said so farewell. No knight nor greatness and mortality can since escape. Back-wounding calumny, the whitest virtue strikes. What king so strong can tie the gull up in the slanderous tongue? But who comes here? Go away with her to prison. Good my lord, be good to me. Your honour is accounted a merciful man. Good my lord. Double and treble admonition, and still forfeit in the same kind. This would make mercy swear and play the tyrant. A bond of 11 years' continuance, may it please your honour. My lord, this is one Lucio's information against me. Mistress Kate Keepdown was with child by him in the Duke's time he promised her marriage. His child is 1.25 years old, come Philip and Jacob. I have kept it myself, and see how he goes about to abuse me. That fellow is a fellow of much license. Let him be called before us. Away with her to prison. Go to, no more words. Provost, my brother Angelo would not be altered. Claudio must die tomorrow. Let him be furnished with divines and have all charitable preparation. If my brother wrought by my pity, it should not be so with him. So please you. This friar hath been with him, and advised him for the entertainment of death. Good even, good father, bliss and goodness on you. Of whence are you? Not of this country, though my chance is now to use it for my time. I am a brother of gracious order, late come from the sea, in special business from his holiness. What news abroad of the world? None, but that there is so great a fever in goodness that the dissolution of it must cure it. Novelty is only in request, and as it is dangerous to be aged in any kind of course, and it is virtuous to be constant in any undertaking, there is scarce truth enough alive to make society secure, but security enough to make fellowships accursed. Much upon this riddle runs the wisdom of the world. This news is old enough, yet it is every day's news. I pray you, sir, of what disposition was the Duke? One, that above all other strifes, contented, especially to know himself. What pleasure has he given to? Rather rejoicing to see another marry than marry at anything which professed to make him rejoice. A gentleman of all temperance, but leave we him to his events with a prayer that may prove prosperous, and let me desire to know how you find Claudio prepared. I am made to understand that you have lent him visitation. He professes to have received no sinister measure from his judge, but most willingly humbles himself to the determination of justice. Yet had he framed to himself by the instruction of his family many decaying promises of life, which I, by my good leisure, have discredited to him, and now is he resolved to die. You have paid the heavens your function, and the prisoner the very debt of your calling. I have laboured for the poor gentleman to the extremest shore of my modesty, but my brother justice have I found so severe that he hath forced me to tell him he is indeed justice. If his own life answer the straightness of his proceeding, it shall become him well, wherein, if he chance to fail, he hath sentenced himself. I am going to visit the prisoner. Fare you well. Peace be with you. He who the sword of heaven will bear should be as holy as severe. Pattern in himself to know grace, to stand in virtue, go more nor less to others paying, than by self-offences weighing. Shame to him Whose cruel striking kills for faults of his own liking. Twice treb shame on Angelo, to weed my vice and let his grow. Oh, what may man within him hide, though angel on the outward side? How may likeness made in crimes, making practice on the times, to draw with idle spiders strings, most ponderous and substantial things, craft against vice I must apply. With Angelo, tonight shall ye his old betrothed but despise, so disguise shall by thy disguised pay with falsehood false exacting, and perform an old contracting.